This is Michael Gerace with Clearview Sewer Cams. It is March 18th, 2021. We're performing a video waste line and sewer line inspection through the 2-inch cast iron cleanout in the garage area right back behind the bathroom. And we are located at 343 Lantana Street, Camarillo, California. We're going to begin running our camera through the clean out. We're going to zero out our camera monitor here in a minute. We're just going to wipe down our camera lens. And this is our driveway area. And this is our garage area. And this is our 2-inch cast iron clean out, right next to the door that leads into the bathroom area. So we're going to zero out our camera monitor right at the opening. Okay, we're zeroed out. Insert our camera. It's kind of difficult. There was no mainline clean out that we could find on the property. Going through a cast iron line now, we should dump right into hopefully a 3-inch cast iron line, which I believe we did, because we have the bathroom right here. We'll run out. Then we're going to transition to what looks like to be vitreous clay right here. We transition to vitreous clay right here, right outside the house at about 15 feet. We're going to locate this area later and we're going to mark it. Joint appeared to be in fair and maintainable condition. Both those joints appeared to be in fair and maintainable condition. Another joint appears to be in fair and maintainable condition. Now we aren't self-leveling with our small camera, so it's going to flip around on us a little bit, but that joint appears to be in fair and maintainable condition. We're making a turn, and that joint appears to be in fair and maintainable condition. Now we're tying into the branch line from the other side. So we're going to pause for a moment. We're going to locate this area. Okay, we located this area on the other side of the house in front of the other bathroom that is on the exterior wall. And we're about 3 to 4 feet away from the house where this transitions. So we're just going to make our turn. Now we're going out toward the street and toward the city sewer. That joint appears to be in fair and maintainable condition at this time. That joint appears to be in fair and maintainable condition as well, as does that joint. When I say fair and maintainable is as good as it gets. If I say it's in good condition, that means it's brand new and it's perfect. So fair and maintainable is really good. Okay, so that joint appears to be in fair and maintainable condition. That joint appears to be in fair and maintainable condition. That joint appears to be in fair and maintainable condition. This one we have a little bit of an offset here. Not terrible. We can bounce right over that. No root intrusions, no breaks at this point. Next joint, we have some heavier root intrusion in this joint. So I'm going to pause for a moment. Okay, we're going to resume recording, and we've marked this area out at 5 foot 7 inches deep. We marked it with a red crayon right at the bottom step area. It's the flat landing adjacent to the sidewalk before you start to go up the brick steps, the entranceway to the house. So we do have some root intrusion here. We can't see what the joint looks like. There's about 50% or 60% root intrusion there. There's a good chance that that's a crack because it is a ways back from the joint, but we can't tell for sure. We're going to keep heading in. There's more roots just running down the pipe coming from that area. And we have some more root intrusion. Next joint, we're going to pause, we're going to locate this area. Okay, we marked this area at 5 foot 8 inches deep. This is at the sidewalk area, right in the middle of the sidewalk. 5 foot 8 inches deep. And now we've got some roots growing down the line from that area, from that cluster of roots. And we've got another pretty large root intrusion again on both sides of the pipe. And we're going to locate this area. I'll pause for a moment. Okay, we've located this area and marked this area out just past the curb into the street at 5 foot 9 inches deep. Continue to run out. We've got quite a bit of roots from that cluster right there in the joint. And then we have more roots in the next joint. Again, quite a bit. We're just going to run out. We're at 72 feet. We're going to run out, see what the rest of it looks like. So we have more roots in the joint there, 72 feet. We have more roots in the next joint, 76 feet. The joint appears to be in fair and maintainable condition from what I can see. That's our drop to our city sewer. Got a little bit of roots we're pushing here. We're going to just flush the toilet real quick. Now rinse our camera lens off as soon as the water gets to us and try and just push that piece of root out. You can see everything nice and clear. And that's our city sewer tie-in connection right here in the middle of the street. Not quite the middle of the street, it's closer to this side than it is the opposite side of the street. We're going to let the water subside for a moment. That's the bottom of the city sewer right there. So we're going to pause for a moment and then we're going to begin pulling back. Okay, we're going to begin pulling out from the city sewer now. Take a look at the joints coming back. This is the saddle area, which looks pretty good. That looks decent. We're in the next joint as well. Those are important joints because it's very costly if those have issues. Now you're going to see root intrusion coming in on the left, and that's actually coming from the joint back further. It's coming from that joint. This one's not terrible, but it's got some root intrusion in it. Now we're going to come back and we have more. That joint's got root intrusion on both sides. I don't see any breaks. I don't see any major cracks or anything, but it's hard to tell with the root intrusion. And then we have a much thicker root intrusion coming from this side on both sides. But I think if it was hydrojetted, it could possibly be maintained. And then we have some pretty thick root intrusion here. And I believe this is at the brick, right before the steps start to the entrance way to the house. We have a little bit more. Or this is the entrance way. This is the first one. And that might be a crack. I can't tell. It's really hard to see it, but it looks like it's growing back toward the joint, so it may just be coming in through the joint. So if you hydrojet them, more than likely you'd probably be okay. You never know. You can get by with that for a long time. You have one large offset right here where we're actually butting up against, and that's in the walkway going out toward the sidewalk. I've seen a lot worse. Not a major break. I don't know. It could have been that way for 30, 40 years. You never know. Who knows when. It might have been put in that way even. I don't see any major breaks or anything though. And coming all the way back now, we're going to make our turn back here. And we're going to come back to our transition from the bathroom on the other side of the house, on the opposite side of the house, where it starts to come back this way. And then that's it right here. That's our intersection right there to the other bathroom. And now we're coming back toward the bathroom that we're running from here. So now we're coming back toward the bathroom adjacent to the garage. And this section of vitreous clay sewer line looks to be in pretty fair condition. Don't see a whole lot here. The cast iron, from what I can see, has some buildup in it right here. We're coming back and transitioning back to cast iron. Eventually this will have to be scrubbed and cleaned. You see a big old hump right here. It could be just buildup, but there is buildup and corrosion in the cast iron, which is common, especially for the age of the house. You're looking at 60 years old. But again, I've seen worse cast iron than this. And now we're pulling up and pulling out of our clean out. There's quite a bit of buildup here. Now we're getting pretty small right in here. And that will conclude the waste line and sewer line inspection.